Big Dre, aka Draco, aka Mr. Crypto Joke. So, I had a question from one of my viewers or subscribers, and his question was: in After Earth, is it better to buy in one location, or is it better to buy in multiple locations? So now I think that this is a very broad question, so you can't really answer it directly. So what I'm gonna say is, firstly, it depends. And what it depends on is your budget. So if you have a budget of 1,000 or less, I'd say you really want to be focusing on one location at a time. You shouldn't really be taking £1,000 and investing in 20 different countries. It doesn't really make any sense. You're not really gonna make a lot of money doing it that way. So now if you've got a larger budget, 1,001 and more, then you really should be looking at investing in multiple countries compared to one country. So now, with that being said, I would say personally, it's better to focus on one location at a time. So especially for After especially for After Earth, as new countries are released every week or every other week. Really, what you want to be doing is doing some planning. You want to invest into one country at a time. Okay, that makes sense. So each time a new country is released, even though it's releasing more than one at a time, but each time a new country is released, you want to invest your money into that country, into the areas where it's going to be high foot traffic. Wait for your gains, keep the hype. So when a new country is released, at least for the next week, that will be the hype. So anything purchased in the high foot traffic areas of that country are going to be selling. They're going to be selling. So what you really should be doing, buy with the expectation of watching it for a week or so, get rid of it. Unless you have other plans with it, just buy, get rid, make more profit, reinvest when the next week comes. So if you've got a high budget, you can afford to take more risks. So instead of focusing on one country at a time, when they release 3 different countries at a time, you can actually focus on one country, then jump to the next country, and jump to the next country, because you don't have to worry too much about your money, because you've got a large expenditure. So with that being said, in my opinion, it all depends on your budget. But if you've got a low budget, one at a time. Buying 10,000 locations isn't going to do anything for you. Okay. So now he's also said about buying loads of different blocks. I think it said something about buying 500 blocks at a time, something like that. Now, the one thing that we've all learned from Earth 2 is that when you buy so many blocks at a time, it doesn't work out, because you might buy the blocks for 750 blocks for £75 or $75. However, you're then trying to sell those blocks sell those plots for more than £1,000 each, more than 1,000 each. Right. The average person that plays this, or the other person that uses this platform, does not have £1,000 to just throw away at a block of tiles. It's not gonna happen. Realistically, what you should do, try and stay within the 50 to 200 mark. Those will sell relatively easily. If you're buying stuff that's going to be costing up to £1,000, you're paying a bag or whatever for 500 blocks, unlikely you're going to be able to sell that very quick. It's going to take time, because especially After Earth, the fan base is not there. There's not enough people on the platform to generate that sort of sales. Does that make sense? So now on Earth 2, we have a huge fan base. They saw something like 1.4 million tiles in the first 30 seconds when Dubai opened. So now they have a fan base where it's feasible for things like that to happen, where you can sell blocks for crazy amounts of money. But for Earth 2, not for now. Hope that answered the question. Young. Is it Young G Young So? Oh my god, I forgot his name. Let me try and remember. I'm gonna put your name somewhere in the description, bro. Sorry, I forgot. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Big J.